Hello friends, it is Link the Gulf Coast Gardener. Today is Monday, December the 9th, and one of the great things about gardening here in our Gulf Coast Zone 9B is that you can grow practically year-round, if not year-round. Here we are, well into December, and I've got a bunch of beautiful stuff going on. So let's start over here. This is a lettuce mix. It is the All-Star Gourmet Lettuce Mix from Johnny's Selected Seeds. I love buying seeds from Johnny's. It's one of my 3 or 4 favorite seed suppliers. Excellent quality, great germination, and look how pretty. I've never grown this before. It is ready to start cutting salad. This is probably 5 weeks in, so it also grows really quickly, especially in the fall when the temperatures are cooler. It's a great time to grow lettuce and all different types of greens. Now in this longer raised bed, this is a flower mix. This probably has 8 or 10 different varieties of flowers that I direct seeded in the fall. I've been doing that for the past couple of years. I'm getting these plants really well established so that I'll have gorgeous flowers really early in the spring and then all through the early part of the summer before it gets too hot. Now, as part of this mix, there's also cosmos in this mix. I'd never grown these before either. That's what you see all the flowers. I've been cutting on these for several weeks now. So cosmos actually do really well in the fall. They prefer the short days. It actually helps them bloom, which is kind of counterintuitive. Generally, you need longer, sunnier days for things to bloom and flower, but cosmos is kind of unusual. It's a short day flower. And I've been cutting on these beautiful guys for several weeks. So cosmos, plant them in the fall and you will have a steady supply of cut flowers. Now flipping around here, this is my cilantro bed. This is my second or third try. The mice have been eating it, the worms have been eating it, but I got a bunch of nice plants started indoors and now they're big enough to maintain on their own. And cilantro is one of the things that will survive the coldest of winters. A couple of years ago, we had 20-degree weather for a solid week. It was the Texas deep freeze, and the only thing that survived was cilantro. So really like growing cilantro. With the cooler weather, it tends not to bolt nearly as quickly. So this will be a solid bed of cilantro that we'll be cutting on all winter long and well into the spring. Next to the cilantro, I've got some peppermint plants that I'm going to overwinter in this raised bed. Anytime I have extra space in my raised beds, I'll drop in some of my perennials and let them overwinter here so I don't got to mess with them as far as watering them in containers and whatnot. And I can dig these up in the spring, pot them up, and they'll be ready for sale. I also propagate all of my peppermints, or any type of mint. Once you get your mint established, start propagating it. It's one of the easiest things to propagate. You just snip off a piece, you strip the leaves off the bottom, pop that in some dirt. You can even pop it in some water until it roots. But peppermint or any type of mint is super easy to propagate. Now back here, these two giants. I've got a couple of huge tomato plants back here. You know, the plants are beautiful. I'm not exactly sure how much fruit I'm going to get. This is a Texas Super Sweet 100. It is loaded with tomatoes, but it's starting to look a little cruddy just because of the weather. It's getting a little bit of a mildew or fungus or blight in there, but hopefully we'll get some ripe cherry tomatoes. I think we will. I've had a few already. They're really good. So I think if we could just get a few sunny days, these things should start ripening up. And then down over here, this is another giant tomato plant. This is a Celebrity. First time I've grown this. Everyone raves about Celebrity, how great they do here in Gulf Coast Zone 9B. And this thing is monstrous. These are probably 2 months old, 2.5 months old by now. I just need some sun, but I've got lots of tomatoes on here. But then I'll show you what my biggest challenge is. The birds. You can see, sorry about the lack of focus, the birds really get in here and start pecking on these tomatoes. So I think I see these guys starting to blush up just a little bit. So I need to get some plastic netting around these tomato plants to keep the birds from just wiping them all out before I get a chance to eat any myself. Now over on this side, I have got an absolutely gorgeous bed of arugula. I've actually got 2 plantings here. And this is the first planting. This is, gosh, got to be going on 6 weeks old, 2 months old. I've been cutting on it for a long time and it's still just pumping out really nice leaves. But then I did a succession planting, and this is the stuff I'll start cutting on now because these are going to be younger. The leaves are going to be more tender. They're not going to be quite as spicy. So this arugula is absolutely perfect. And I can put some of these arugula leaves in with that All-Star lettuce mix that I mentioned earlier, and that will make a perfect salad. Now, of course, anytime you're in the garden, you need to get yourself a chair, place to drink your coffee. This is where I love to spend my mornings, looking at the plants, reading a book, and whatnot. And here's something else I like to do. I don't have any official bird baths or bird waterers. But I just get a couple of these clay saucers, and I fill them with water every day, and I rinse them out and put them fresh water in the morning. I put some rocks in there in case the wasps or the butterflies need to land on it. And this is just a nice supply of water when you're not getting a lot. It's been raining lately, so it's not a big deal, but when it's really hot and dry, these things are a really nice water source for the wildlife. So, hey, it's December 9th. We've got lots of great stuff going on in the garden. Thanks for watching as always. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and share with your gardening friends. And as always, have a great day.